Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting up the second part of chapter 4 that is about humans as objects of God's love. Let us begin. We know from the previous explanation or the previous episode that it is the devil who carries the seed of sin and is the source of all sins. On the other hand, humans do not have the seed of sin, and the reason why humans sin and fall is due to all their weaknesses, and it is because humans are temporarily controlled by the devil. Just as Jesus temporarily became flesh and blood and tasted death in this world, humans are seeds that came from God in this world. The devil was originally an angel of God, but after his fall, he became the origin of sin, meaning the first being in existence to sin. In the case of humans, from the beginning they were born of the seed of God, just like a seed that falls on soil that is not good and is full of thorns. It cannot grow and will eventually die. That is how humanity sinned and became the property of the devil. But humans are not the first to sin. Humans do not have the seed of sin, but they sinned because they were created in a sinful place in the domain of the ruler of the sky. God created humans in the world where the devil is, because he wants to express his love for humans. And as the night, when the new moon is dark, because the part of the moon that reflects the light is blocked, so if there is no object that can receive God's love, then this world cannot know God's love. With the existence of humans in this world, it marks the beginning of the declaration of God's love. Therefore, humans have the rights and all the obligations to receive God's spiritual love. A moment before the Lord Jesus breathed his last breath on the cross, he called out in a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani." This is not a complaint that comes from the extraordinary pain from the crucifixion, but is the declaration of God's love, meaning, why did you leave me for the human race that must accept death and curse? Truly, Father, you are love. This is a declaration that shows the peak of admiration from the fulfillment of God's will. God created humans as objects of his love and poured out his love without limit, and thus God sent his only Son to the world to go and help humans. Let us read about this statement in Romans chapter 8, verse 32, which says, "He who did not spare his own Son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things?" So, accepting God's love can be said to be a human obligation. Just as children grow by accepting the love of their parents, humans must also accept God's love. Therefore, if they oppose and reject his love, it will be regarded as an unforgivable sin and a great evil act. The human way to receive God's love and help is through prayers. Therefore, after all, one must pray, no matter how successful and satisfying one is in material terms. Even though everything is perfect in one's life, one must still depend on God. When someone refuses God's love, it is a sin and a crime, because humans were created from the beginning to be unable to live without God and must live and side with Him. Thus, we must make the decision to receive God's love while we are still alive in this world. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.